Welcome to the Dynasty Dugout Show, a podcast covering all things minor league baseball. Get a front row seat to the action with everything you need to know about the future stars of Major League Baseball. And now, here's your host, Chris Clegg.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into the show. It is Tuesday. It's May the 27th, and we're back to talk more minor league baseball. I want to talk about some live looks from last week. Went to a couple different series, saw some prospects that I hadn't seen before, so that was exciting to get some looks at some guys. I want to break it all down. Normally, Tuesday I talk about Complex League. You can go read that on the site. I wrote about that. I want you to go check that out on the site, thedynastydugout.com. Complex League Climbers was today, so you can go read about some of the top hitters and whether they are legit or not. But we'll talk about live looks, players that I saw last week, players that stood out, all that sort of thing. And first, I want to talk about the Augusta and Charleston series. Before we do that, let's talk about the sponsors of the show. First, Connect Roasters. Connect Roasters is Ian Happ's coffee company. The best coffee in the game. Certainly is, as smooth as can be. Hap is incredibly smooth as well, so it's no shock. I cold brew mine. You can go get some coffee there. Get a bag, buy one, get one 50% off using the code DynastyDugout at checkout. Also, we're proud to partner with Chinook Seedery, the best sunflower seeds in the game. Chinook has a wide variety of flavors, sweet, spicy, salty, you name it, they got it. Go check those out, chinookseedery.com. Use the code DynastyDugout and get 10% off your order. All right, so let's talk some Augusta Green Jackets. That would be the Atlanta Braves Single A. And let's talk some Charleston River Dogs, the Rays Single A squad. Both these teams have some interesting prospects and a couple that I hadn't seen before, so that's obviously a lot of fun. I want to start with Luke Sinnard of the Braves. Sinnard was a fourth-round pick last year. Luke Sinnard was drafted out of Indiana. He missed the entire 2024 season due to Tommy John surgery. He got hurt at the tail end of 2023 in the postseason, actually, and then missed all year. He came back to the draft combine and was good. Good enough where the Braves decided they would take him in the third round, and not after not pitching at all that season. So Sinnard has been lights out this year. You look at what he's done start over start, and he just keeps getting better. You know, to me, it's crazy that Sinnard is even pitching this deep into games. I get it. He's 2 years out of TJ, but look at some of the other guys that are still building up 2 years out from TJ. I mean, look at Andrew Painter, how he's still building up. And here we have Luke Sinnard, who's now pitched in the sixth inning, 2 straight starts. So Sinnard, nasty. It was a very, very great start. He faced off against Trevor Harrison, so I couldn't really have asked for a better pitching matchup. You had Trevor Harrison in the Rays, who's a talented prospect. You've got Luke Sinnard, who had pitched well. Yeah, I hadn't seen him pitch before, obviously, but the start was phenomenal. He went 5 1/3. He went 3 hits, no earned, 1 walk, and he didn't allow a walk till his last batter in the sixth inning, by the way. He walked Theo Gillen, who's very patient, has a good approach. He walked Gillen in the sixth inning, exited the start. 5 strikeouts from Sinnard, but he generated 16 whiffs, if I'm not mistaken. Top of my head, it was just utter dominance. And Sinnard worked his fastball 94, 95. He T96 once, but it held the entire start. He was still hitting 94 his last batter at the start, which is pretty substantial, actually, all things considered, that you're coming back, you're building up. That's huge. Sinnard's 6'8". He gets heavy extension. He has a high release point, and he creates a good ride on the fastball. So Luke Sinnard gets really good playing on his fastball. You can watch it. He works downhill pretty well, but it's a good pitch. I was most impressed that the velocity held the whole start. That's a big thing, in my opinion. Slider was in the upper 80s. He touched 90 several times with it. Had pretty good shape to it. It's shorter horizontal for the most part. Some that had more sweep than others, but there's good depth to it as well. Changeup was nasty. He throws a splitter, basically. It's a split change. It was 81 to 83. Very good movement profile on that pitch for Sinnard with the split change. And then he rounded out with a curveball that was anywhere from 80 to 83 miles an hour. So really good stuff there from Sinnard. So it's a 4-pitch mix. He's been throwing strikes. Yes, he's had a couple starts where he's walked batters. He had 4 walks start earlier in the month of May. But Majority of his starts have been one walk or less. He's missing bats at a super high clip. Sinnard has a .92 ERA. He has a lower ERA than a whip, which is crazy, but a 2.56 FIP kind of backs it. 33% K rate to a 9.8% walk rate. Sinnard is legit, and he's good. Talk about Trevor Harrison on the flip side of things. Harrison is a good prospect. I know Harrison has not had the year that many have hoped after he was very hyped this offseason, rightfully so. I've seen Harrison 3 times at this point. I saw him last year with Charleston. I saw him in the spring breakout game, and I saw him again last week. But Harrison's major struggle is that he sprays his fastball pretty bad. Location of the fastball is super inconsistent. Now, the velocity's there. He worked 95, 97. I've seen him top 99 before. So it has good velocity. There's no doubt about that Harrison has the velo that you want to see. He has a big frame, starter's frame at that. It looks really, really good. So Harrison struggled to locate the fastball. I know the box score didn't say that, but he sprayed bad. He throws a slider in the upper 80s and a changeup that's like 87. He did not throw the changeup much. He was primarily fastball slider in the start. I'm kind of off Trevor Harrison at this point, just given that the fastball command hasn't improved. Again, he's 19. He will be 20 later in the year. So it's not like he's like old by any means. He'll spend most of the year at 19. He's young. 2023 5th round pick. There's arm talent. That's for sure. And you look at the numbers and they're solid, but he's walked 11.5% of batters this year. The strikeout rate has dipped pretty substantially, mostly just because I don't think people are biting on the fastball as much because he's spraying so much more. He's getting behind in counts and he's getting hurt in that sense. So swinging strike rate down, not great. Don't love to see that. The strike rate overall has not been that great, but I don't know. Every time I've seen Harrison, it's just kind of the same thing. He's going to have to learn to command the fastball much better before he gets thrown into a reliever bucket. Now, Sinnard was the opposite of that. Luke Sinnard commands very well. His strike rate's upper 60%. He's not walking a ton of guys. That's an encouragement to me. So those are the pitchers that I saw in this game. I did only go to one game of this series, went a couple other places last week, but only that game. But when we look at some of the hitters that are important to talk about, I think we have to start with Owen Carey, who has been really good at the Braves. Carey was 15th round pick last summer, so much later pick. He was a slot bonus guy. I got 150K, which is slot in the 15th round. 11 through 20 rounders are all 150K slot. Carey does a lot of good things. Very good bat control from the left side. It's really good contact skills. Was very impressed with the contact. Very impressed with the approach, in my opinion. He turned around 97 on Trevor Harrison, the pull side. Okay, Carey's 18, by the way. I get it that Harrison's not much older, but 18-year-old facing 97 and being able to turn around to the pull side for a line drive in the gap, like, pretty impressive stuff. I thought Carey had a good approach against breaking balls as well. He showed some really good things in the look, and he can move. He plays good glove in the outfield. He's a really solid prospect. The contact skills are there. I think there's blossoming power that we're going to see as he progresses. Sure, he has just 2 home runs this year, but he has 14 doubles, which is pretty impressive as well. I saw him have a couple doubles in the game that I was at. He used the whole field well. Owen Carey looks like a guy that you should be highly interested in. This is his counterpart, Eric Hartman, who hit right behind. Actually, Hartman hit in front of him? I'm not sure. Either way, they hit beside each other. Hartman was a 20th rounder last year out of Canada. He got a double slot bonus, 337K, so more than double slot. Eric Hartman, also 18 years old, lefty. Some projection on the frame. Hartman doesn't have quite the feel for contact that Carey does, but again, this is a speedster. Clocked him at 4.10 home to first on a sprint, so that's plus run times, and it shows. He's stolen 20 bases, caught 1 time. Stolen bases don't matter much at the lower levels, but I really do believe that Eric Hartman's going to be a stolen base source. And he's another one. He sprayed the ball at all fields well. He can get to the pull side. We're looking at 8 doubles, 3 triples, and 2 homers this year. Good pull rate as well, 55% pull rate. The problem is ground balls right now are getting him 50% ground ball rate. He also hit the IL last week after I'd seen him, so a little bit discouraging. I don't have the answer of what the injury is, but that's something to keep an eye on. A couple other Braves guys. Isaiah Drake looks substantially better, by the way. Drake was a massive disappointment last year. Remember, Drake was a 5th round pick in 2023. He's from Atlanta. The hype was through the roof. This kid's like a 80 runner, maybe even faster. And there were some signs of him like really popping off. 'Cause after he was drafted, I don't know if you remember in 2023, the Braves went deep in the playoffs. They had the bye, though. I actually think that they went deep. They had the bye that week, and they did inter-squad scrimmages in Truist. And Isaiah Drake had just been drafted as a high school player. And he was showing up some major league pitching. Everybody was really hyped about him. And he laid an egg last year, for honest. Like, you look at what he did last year. He hit 159, 269, 244. It's a 513 OPS with 2 homers, 23 stolen bases. It doesn't get much worse than that, and he struck out 35% of the time. Like, it's hard to be worse than what Isaiah Drake did last year. Saw him a lot. He was terrible. Like, he was not good at all. He was fast, but that was about it. So Drake this year, totally different player. He's bulked up a little bit. He hasn't compromised any run times. He flies, let me tell you. He showed really good speed in the field. And again, this is not a new thing, but I clocked him at least a 70 runner. He had a double that probably shouldn't have been a double. I mean, it was like a routinely hit ball to center field where he just hustled. I got him sub 8 seconds on home to second. So pretty quick there. Drake looks much better. He's already hit 3 home runs this year. He's stolen 15 bags, and he's slashing 279, 355, 415. So that obviously stands out. He's cut the K rate by 11 percentage points, and the contact rate's jumped pretty notably. So he's up to a 73% contact rate. The swing rate's still high. He's still aggressive. He still chases, but I thought Isaiah Drake did a lot of things that checked a lot of boxes for me, where it's like, okay, he went from last year, like, non-prospect. Like, Isaiah Drake didn't look like a prospect. I mean, somebody that, like, I just would not even consider investing in or caring about being a prospect. But now he looks a lot better. So at least I walked away feeling much better about Drake. Remember, prospect development's not linear. It takes guys some time, and I think we forget that so often, where it's like, yeah, let's just write him off immediately. He's still 19 years old. He's age appropriate for his level. He's going to be okay. Maybe he's not a superstar. We don't need him to be a superstar. But I think Isaiah Drake can bounce back and be a pretty decent player. So the look at Isaiah Drake was really good, in my opinion. I came away and is what you wanted to see. This guy has taken steps forward, and we can't ask for much more than that. And John Hill being the last guy to talk about from that lineup. John Hill, G-I-L, so John, G-I-L, could look like Gill, Hill, whatever you want to call him. Hill looked good. Another one where his instincts are so good. You look at what he does at shortstop, it's good. He's got good actions at short. And he hasn't since last year, too. I saw him last year, and when he came up, he was really good. He made this incredible play in the hole, like deep in the hole at short, and he probably would have made the throw if not for the third baseman wound up being right in front of him, and he had to basically deke the throw because he was going to drill the third baseman in the head. Like, so ball in the gap, shorts, he's coming over to cover, third baseman comes in front of him where he literally can't make the throw to first base. Those are things that you don't see if you don't watch ball, like minor league ball. This happens all the time at the lower level, the minors, sadly. So John Hill's doing some good things. I know you look on the surface and it's like, ooh, 235, 318, 307. I'm out. He has stolen 26 bags. He has a homer. He's hitting the ball on the ground too much. But let's look at the progression, because I personally believe that it's gotten much better over time. And you look, since the start of May, I get it. It's not much better, but it's 253, 29, 353. He's got the K rate over that span. He's done some things that look pretty good, in my opinion. And he did that for me too. Like, what I saw was pretty good stuff from Hill. I saw him have a hustle double. I saw him have a stolen base. I saw him do some really good things. And short, he's really, really good. If you look under the hood a little bit at John Hill, like, the data's all right. I mean, the contact skills are up from last year. Like, you get the contact rates. That's good. Remember, this kid turned 19 like 2 weeks ago. He literally just he was 18 to start the season. So John Hill just turned 19. We're looking at above average contact rates right now. So that's really good. Obviously, you like to see that a lot. And when I'm looking at the data on him, it's really low chase rate, like low 20% chase rate. It is 85% end zone contact. So really good stuff from Hill. He's showing improved approach. The exit velocities are down a bit, so that's a little bit of a concern, but he has topped out at 111, so you look at that. It's okay. A kid that just turned 19 already hitting the ball 111. Last year, his 9th percentile was like 102.5, which was really standout for his age. This year, it is down a little bit to like the 101 area, which we'd like to see improved, but at the end of the day, like, we can live with it. Heel's biggest thing that I want to see is just being able to lift the ball more and lifting it to the pull side. So you notice the ground ball rate jumped in single A last year to 53%, still at 53% this year in single A. So that's something to think about and at least be a little worried about. So that's John Heel, shortstop of the Atlanta Braves. Let's go over to the Rays because they had a couple hitters that were interesting, at least two big names, and I'll talk about one that's not performing well that I really liked what I saw, to be honest with you. But we have to talk about Theo Gillen off the top. He's swinging it exceptionally well right now. I was lower on Gillen in the draft because one person in the public space said Theo Gillen was the best prep prospect, and suddenly all of Twitter, every Twitter prospect analyst said Theo Gillen was the best prep prospect. I'm not going to be a follower. I'm going to push back on stuff like that. If you haven't seen his data, you haven't watched him, like, it's hard for you to sit here and say, just because someone else said it, that you're saying it too. And that was my issue, just being blunt. I had watched him. I'd scouted him. I saw him last year when he debuted in Charleston. I pushed back on an FYPD. I didn't think he was the best prep prospect. I still don't think he's near the best prep prospect. That doesn't mean Theo Gillen can't be a good player. I think I've got the reputation as a Theo Gillen hater, and that's just not true. I think I had him as top 10 in that org, which is deep. And you say only top 10. The Rays org is as deep as any org in baseball. Like, I just didn't see where everyone was pushing him to these insane heights. So this is a kid that's come off shoulder surgery in high school. Throwing arm, not great. And honestly, Theo Gillen, bad in the outfield. Go ahead and write that down. He looked bad in center field, to be honest with you. And I'm not saying it can improve. We are talking about somebody that's 19. It's going to be 19 all season. But his routes in center field were bad, just being blunt. What I saw was not good from him in center. He's got the speed to make up ground, but the arm and the reads, not so great. Remember, this is a natural infielder. There was a high school infielder's move to the outfield. The speed is there to play up the middle for sure. And Gillen can run. Like, he can certainly fly down the line, and that's a good thing. So the contact rates have improved. That's a good thing too. Like, we're seeing less and less strikeouts. I saw a hitter that doesn't swing the bat much. This is common from people with good approach in single A. You saw it with Roman Anthony too. Doesn't swing the bat. He strikes out more often than he should, given the contact skills, because frankly, this hitter knows the zone better than umpires in single A. And I think Gillen honestly does. Gillen, 5 plate appearances, I got 4 swings from him total. He did strike out once, but he put a lot of balls in play and did some good things. Hit the ball hard to the opposite field. He laid down a beautiful bunt. He had some good swings overall. And that was encouraging to me. He later this weekend hit 2 home runs. He hit an inside the park home run on Friday night. And then on Sunday, he blasted one over the fence. Theo Gillen's a good ball player. Now, here's the thing. We got to take into the fact that the speed's there. You got to look at him and say the contact skills are there too. I think that the contact rates may not look the best, just given that he's likely going to be getting in pitchers' counts pretty often. That matters, I believe. And when you look at the strikeout numbers, they have gotten better and improved as the season has worn on. Again, this is somebody that missed time early in the season. He had a calf injury that caused him to miss pretty much all of April. I saw Charleston, I think, the second week of the season, so I did not see him then. I saw him last year. But Gillen is bigger. He's gotten stronger since last season I saw him. It's a thick lower half. He's got the baseball player blood. Like, he's just strong. Like, it's weird to say, but he's strong. The run times are still there. I think he's a plus runner for sure. And I think the field of hits probably plus. I still believe right now the power's probably going to be average game power, which will be fine. Like, that's going to play. Not particularly worried about that. But overall, like, I'm not like pushing Theo Gillen to like these absurd heights like some are. And I get why. I understand why when you look at the profile, but I still need to see more from him before I'm willing to do that. And I'd still have the concerns. I think they're justified given the data. So, Theo Gillen, good prospect, no doubt. I think you can call him a top 100 prospect. I probably wouldn't argue that. I wouldn't argue against it. I mean, if I'm honest, like, who would I take in that system? Theo Gillen or Braden Taylor? Probably Theo Gillen. I just being honest with you. So he's somebody to watch. I think that, I mean, he's going to move up my board when I update later this week, but how much, I don't know. So the other guy to talk about in this lineup is Brailer Guerrero, who's fascinating. And Guerrero has had constant shoulder issues. I think it's a little bit of a concern for me. And the field of hits just not there with Brailer. I saw some good. I saw some bad with Guerrero. He's another one. He hit homers on Saturday and Sunday this series. I was not there for those games. Did not see that. But he's another one that he's swinging it much better as of late. There are still major concerns with the contact ability. So how much contact does Guerrero make? That probably depends on how far it'll take. I mean, he's 18, so I want to be careful and not read too much into this. But when we look at the profile, heavy ground balls, he rolls over a lot of balls. It is a heavy pull rate, but again, he's rolling over them to the first baseman from the left side. There's juice, no doubt about that. Guerrero's stolen 6 bases in 6 attempts. But I'll tell you, he's not a good runner. His body is going to probably age not gracefully, and he's presently a below average runner. So I think you're looking at plus power. I don't think there's any denying that. But I really think that Guerrero's only above average tool might be the power. Now, that could change. I'm not writing him off. I think he's a good player. I'm excited about the prospects of Brailer Guerrero, what he brings to the table. And yeah, you look at the surface and it's 306, 404, 506. 345 slash, striking out 28% of the time. Contact rates, it's like a 65% contact rate, and it's a low end zone contact rate as well. He has a decent approach. I thought I saw a decent approach from Guerrero, pretty selective, good feel to pick up pitches. But at the end of the day, the shoulder's a concern, the contact's a concern. So you've got to kind of watch out for those things with Guerrero. I'd say I like Guerrero as a prospect. I'm just pushing back on people calling him a top 50 prospect already. That's too soon, in my opinion. I would not go there, personally. The last guy I want to talk about from this team is Nathan Flewelling. Flewelling, if you look at the stat line, it's not good, just being honest. So Nathan Flewelling, high school pick from last year. Okay, like, that's good. He was young for the draft class. He was 17 until last November. So Flewelling was a third-round pick, catcher, $775K bonus. It's a pretty decent bonus for third round. I thought he looked interesting. Now, you look on the surface, and I see why. People never talked about him. 183, 338, 248. So, not good. 27% strikeout rate. I mean, when you're hitting below the Mendoza line, when you're putting the ball on the ground at a 50% clip, when you're making contact below 70% of the time, I understand why. But I think Flewelling would be someone to just keep an eye on because he's young. I still think there's things to like there. The power's there. I saw him smoke some balls. He smoked one over Isaiah Drake's head in center field. It's pretty deep out there in SRP Park in center field. And he absolutely got a hold of one, Flewelling did. And he had a couple doubles in the game. I thought he swung the bat really well. So, I don't know. I just keep an eye on this kid. Say, watch list, young kid from Canada, cold weather bat. It's going to take some time. Pretty telling to me that they skipped the complex with him despite his age. I mean, he was one of the youngest prep players in last year's draft. So, it tells you what the Rays think about him at least. So, Nathan Flewelling, good frame, 6'2", decent catching prospect with a good bat. Just keep an eye. But that's the live looks. That's everything I saw last week in Augusta and Charleston. I'll come back and talk my other live looks this week. So I got some good ones, and I'll write about them as well. So subscribe to the Dynasty Dugout. Appreciate your support. Thanks for allowing me to do what I do. If you would, subscribe to the podcast and YouTube channel. It goes a long way and helps me out. So thank you. Love and appreciate you guys. Have a good one.